Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts and Can Change Your Life. Yeah, I'm early today. You're wondering why you're so early. That's because I've got training with Dr. John Demartini a little later. But I want to get my thought in today. And it's really about that in order to be loved, you just got to be authentic. If you're not authentic, you can't be loved. And maybe here's the issue. Maybe you don't know who you are. Maybe you don't know what authentic is. Maybe you don't know what it's like to be you because you've been being someone else for your whole life. You've been living up to your parents' expectations. You've been living up to your school's expectations, your church's expectations. You've been living up to things that are not who you are. And the key thing is you've got to sit down and decide, who am I? And then be that man and be that woman. That's the most critical thing, because unless you're being authentically yourself, guess what? You don't even like yourself, let alone someone else love you. It was real interesting. Just as I was about to start this podcast, I'm out there and I've got some landscapers next door with blowers going as loud as you can, shaking my house. It's not even 8 o'clock. And I said, well, what would my authentic self do? My authentic self went out there and said, hey, it's not 8 o'clock. Stop the blowers. If I denied that, I would sit here and be miserable the entire day. But I'm not going to deny it. I'm going to speak my mind in a way that is acceptable. Not be a real asshole about it, but I'm going to be authentic. And that's important to understand. Like, people will say to me, Lee, well, you're a minister. You got to be nice all the time. No, that's not authentically me. Sometimes the authentic me is very direct. And that's okay to do that if you know what it is you are. And so I really invite you to start to explore the idea of, who are you? What is this authentic self that you are? What is it that juices you? What is it that gets you going? And like, I'm doing this early today because I'm going to be spending the next 4 days starting at 8 o'clock with Dr. John Demartini. And we're going to exploring going into values deeper. I'm actually becoming a licensed facilitator for values, which there are very few in the world. I'll be one of them. And yet I already know values, but here's what I know. There's more I can learn. Does that get it? And I love human behavior. So my idea in life is, how do I learn more about it so I can teach more, so I can help more? So I am juiced about the fact that I have been on the go since 5 this morning, doing this, doing that, doing everything. And guess what? Everything I'm doing is what I love. I meditated this morning. I cooked this morning. I did a magnificent shave job this morning. I'm doing all this great stuff. And I'm doing a podcast with you because I wanted to share a message before I go and do John. We can do as much as we want. We get to choose how much we do. I will say this: try to choose that which juices you, that gives you joy, that brings you alive. The more that you can do in your life that brings you alive, when the time comes and you take your last breath, you'll have a smile on your face. If you haven't lived your life fully, you're probably going to have a hard time checking out. And that's where most people are. Most people have become unconscious. They have forgotten who they are. Most people don't have a clue what it means to be authentic. They follow the crowd. They say what the crowd says. They do what the crowd does. They've forgotten when they were born, that baby was the only baby like them that has ever brought on the planet. Ever. And they were meant to stay that way their entire life while here. So everyone, I'm going to tell you right now, go out there and be you, because that's enough. Being you is worthy of loving and being loved. So go do that, and I look forward to maybe I'll have some new stuff to share tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I probably will. But go out there and create a great day today. And if no one tells you this, know that I love you. I accept you just the way you are. Until later, you do it, gang. Create it. Bye-bye now.